Also joining the Abe team is John Panetti. You may know him from The Voice and Rizzles, deepest voice ever. I used to do the show with him. So he's joining the Abe team now too.
Nice.
So it's you, Vargas. There's a couple other athletes I don't know if I can mention yet.
Cool.
But the team is expanding.
Awesome.
Team's expanding. I'm going to have myself a little orange burst.
Cool. What's his name? John Panetti? What does he do? Jiu-Jitsu?
No, he's the bodybuilder. I used to do a podcast with him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I used to do the podcast with him back at Roslyn. It was The Voice and Rizzles.
Cool.
Yeah, he talks like this. Dude.
I never heard him talk.
Really?
Yeah, no, I never heard it.
Now I got to fucking blow his spot. Now we're out here.
I will say that it does get me going, and I don't feel like shit afterwards. Most pre's, you feel like crap. You just feel like tired as fuck afterwards.
Yeah, I can say that I feel pretty good with the pre. I do like a half a scoop. And the protein powder is dope.
Mm-hmm.
I really love the protein powder. All the other companies that I've tried, super, and really this is not like sponsored. Not yet. Not yet, Nick. Send the check. But
it is really good.
it's really good, man.
Yeah.
And all the protein powders that I've had for a long time have always tasted very chemically.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to, you take it, you're like gagging on it. It's horrible. Yo, no Diddy. That's what the children are saying. That's what the children are saying. No Diddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Let's see. Here you go.
So real food always.
That's his voice?
Real
Right now
voice.
it's about 10:30 in the morning. I'm 2 meals in. I'm about to go train.
That's not his voice.
I swear.
Twice so far. Breakfast: 14 egg whites, half a cup of chocolate milk, one of those like uncrustable peanut butter jelly.
Jesus.
Bad day to be
Jesus
Panetti's toilet. I'll
Christ.
tell you that
Oh
much.
my
Bad
God.
day to be Panetti's toilet. But
That's like a movie voice.
yeah, he's got a good voiceover voice.
That's dope.
Yeah. So how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, getting ready for Worlds, right?
Get ready for Worlds. I got new equipment coming in the gym. I'm redesigning a little bit, just switching things up. I put some shit in storage. I actually broke my hand truck moving my 400-pound sandbag into my storage unit. So there's that. By myself.
How many times have you used that 400-pound sandbag?
Just once.
Just once?
Literally just once. I like levitated it off the floor, and that was it. I didn't even lap it. It's just like I got it to not touch the earth.
That was enough.
And that was it. I was like,
enough.
okay, good night.
All right.
Goodbye. And then that was it.
Yeah.
But I had the mentality that that I was gonna get guys to come in and like strong men and do that, but everybody's a pussy, so that never happened. So yeah.
I hang around the gray to red sandbag every time I'm at your gym.
Red to red. That is the
150, 100?
150 to 175, yeah.
Yeah.
I just got rid of the bags I don't use. So it's 325, whatever, and then 380 and the 425. I can't shoulder the 361 yet. So once I can shoulder that, I'll bring my 380 back and I'll fuck with that. But
And the progression of getting to that point is just what? You just got to slowly load your CNS up.
yeah. It's just a lot of weight, like just to be like this with a fucking 300-pound weight on your back. Like 330 isn't that bad. I could like keep it straight, but then the like anything above that, that's a lot. It's just a lot of fucking whatever it's called, torsion on your fucking spine. So I don't know. I want to get that first, and then I'll bring that shit in. But everything's good. I'm just trying to make more room for the gym and get ready for the cold weather because this shit is a tease. It's not gonna last long. So
What, the summer you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, or maybe it will last long. Last year, I don't think it started getting cold until. Did it get cold early last year? I don't think it did. I think it started getting cold usually like December-ish. It was like really started hitting.
Every year I say I want the heat, but then like it's just unbearable. And I used to like be so fucking adamant about being hot and sweating, but now it's just like fuck. I want it to be a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, because training, it's fun, but like just existing, it's unbearable.
Dude, Kenji is like miserable. But
Dogs, yeah.
But it's such a funny thing because he wants to be outside. So it's like he wants to be outside. He wants to be out in the weather, walking around doing his thing. But then by the third block, you just see him start slow.
It's a lot.
Seeing him slow down, I'm like, all right, let's go home. And then because he sees him going home, he starts like really slowing down because he doesn't want to go back home. I'm like, bro, you can't fucking breathe. Let's go.
And training, like I sweat like a fucking whatever. I sweat just like a sprinkler. So like my hands, I can't literally if I try to snatch like a heavier bell above 100 pounds, and like my hands are gonna rip. So I gotta taper it a little bit. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Pussy boy hands.
my fucking hands are like cement.
Dude, it kills me because then it fucks up the rest of not only that day, but it fucks up the rest of until it's healed up.
Yeah, you gotta get the Calicure.
know, you
Not
told me.
sponsored, but
Not sponsored. Calicure, send the check.
send the check.
Send the check.
They're really good and they help me with my calluses. I've just been lazy and I haven't been sanding mine down. But
And by sanding them down, you're not going to rip them then.
no, because it's not as raw. I guess it's not as thick. Yeah, so it shaves down because it's always gonna be there. And whenever I go to the nail salon and they take like razors and they fucking
They don't
take
do that
off
for
the
me.
dead
What a bunch
skin.
of bullshit.
They take off the dead skin and it's illegal apparently. I didn't know that you can't technically you can't take a razor and like razor it off. Like I don't know. Apparently it's illegal. You can't do that in hair salons, but like some of them like
Yours does it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I gotta get the. I
I'm
gotta
not
get the
say-
Tom's.
I'm not gonna say where, but yeah.
Shout out.
So shout out to them. So they take the razor and they just take all the dead skin off and then they sand it down with the machine and then that's it.
Yeah, I need some of that because it's horrific. And then I'm fucked up for the rest of the week until
Yeah.
the skin starts healing. Bro, that day after I ripped it at your place, I went home. First off, I slept for like 2.5 hours. I was so tired. I slept, but I kept waking up and my hand was soaked from like everything coming out
Yeah.
of that. I was like, oh, that's not good. So then I wrapped the towel around. It was like plasma and shit. I'm like, oh God, what is
Very
going on?
moist.
Yeah, very. Oh, almost too moist. Tone it down, wet. Dry up a little bit. Give me some of that 20 grit.
I started the gym and these two right here in the middle of my hands, I had holes in my fucking hands. I had 2 of them and I still trained.
What's giving you holes in the middle of your hands?
Probably the kettlebells. Like the way I grip it is that I whenever I do bells, like to save like my calluses here, I go down like this. I kind of
So you do like a C clamp almost.
yeah, kind of as I come down, but I do like sports style. So sports style is like you come down, you rotate your hand like this. Hard styles where you just kind of throw the bell away from you. I don't like doing that. So you start to rotate, you come down, you hinge right down and up, and then as I come down, I switch at the bottom. I do like a C clamp type of grip. So that's probably why. But I'm also gripping it so tight that like if I let go or if I don't grip it the right way, it slips out of my hand or it'll kind of damage my hand in a certain way. So there's like certain grips that I like to do.
I gotta start gripping it harder.
Yeah.
I definitely give some slack. I think because I'm giving it too much slack, it's moving around in my hands too much and just pushing the skin.
You gotta know when to explode and when to catch it at the top. Like if you're doing a heavy snatch, you have to let go of it because if you don't, then it turns into kind of like a bottoms up. So if I'm doing a heavy snatch and I'm up here, if you want to do like a snatch bottoms up, that's cool, but you have to let go and punch and grab at the same time. You just have to know when to do that movement. And there's a lot of kettlebell coaches, a lot of ways to teach it. I always teach it like when you're starting lighter, you start to come up and you let go and you imagine like you're trying to spear the ceiling with your fingers and then you catch.
Little Aquaman.
Little Aquaman, exactly. Like fucking Triton, whatever.
Little Trident.
There you go.
Yeah, you got it.
And you grab it at the top. So you come up, roll back, spear, grab. And then when you get heavier, you'll be able to kind of time it at the right sense and being able to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole the wrist movements, everything. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen some horrific kettlebell swings, not at your place, but in general, I've seen throughout like internet and
Yeah.
it is crazy how many front raises you see.
It's just like the best workout tool you could ever have.
So that's why, and that's actually why I find it amazing. It's like so many people don't use them or utilize
No.
them for what they are.
Yeah.
They consider it like a bitch tool or something that's like, oh, what, really? Like, no, I'd rather just go bench or deadlift or do that like
Yeah.
that. It's like you have no idea how this actual piece of equipment can transform not only your physique, your training style,
Everything,
but
yeah.
just it'll compound into every other daily life and activities too.
You could do mobility, strength, cardio, movement. Like it's very convenient because realistically, like you only need one bell. You don't need like if you're a dude and you're looking to get strong, buy a single 88-pound kettlebell or 100. If you're a girl and you want to get strong, buy a 50-pounder. And you could bring that to places. You could bring it to the beach. You could do it at home. And it's just so convenient to have. Like, you don't have to be fucking nuts and like me and just buy every single one on the planet.
Well,
right?
you made me want doubles of the ones that I have already, which I obviously they're
Doubles are fun. I like doubles, but do I like doubles better than singles? Yeah, I like doubles.
Yeah,
doubles
you
is just
do. You
fun.
fucking do the constant cleans up.
Well, I'm saying which one do I like better, the doubles or the single bells? I like doubles. Doubles are fun. But yeah, it should be mainstream, but that's for guys like me and you and everybody else to do it. To get it mainstream.
I'm like sort of in that conversation.
Yes, you are.
So one thing I did want to say on the topic of kettlebells, which they help out a lot of, obviously, is grip strength. Now, for those that don't know, one of the factors of longevity and just aging and how to just stay strong as you age and get older is grip strength.
Mm-hmm.
So kettlebells being one of the best ways to work your grip and your grip strength. Research suggests that grip strength is a reliable indicator of health and longevity. Grip strength is a fundamental part of physical fitness and can be a biomarker of aging. Studies have shown that people with weaker grip strength tend to age faster and have higher risk of chronic diseases and shorter life expectancy. For example, one study found that men with the weakest grip strength in their late teens were 20% more likely to die by their mid-50s than those with moderate to strong grips.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you're going to live forever. Dude, you're gonna live forever, bro.
Shit, I hope so.
Yeah, dude, it is crazy. So you start to think about all those things, and yeah, I've always been the asshole that takes every grocery into the house on one trip, no matter what it takes. I'm not going back again. My mom always made fun of me. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing 2 trips. We got steep ass stairs. I'm only gonna be huffing and puffing once. And I would just, dude, I will lose a finger before I let those groceries beat me up those
I'll
stairs.
break my back before I do.
I do not care. I will be a burden to the family and have crippling diseases and what is it called when you start degenerative disc diseases,
disease, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Degenerative finger disease, whatever.
Everything. I will let everything die on me before I let those groceries beat me up the stairs.
And grip strength is actually a way to tell if you're overtrained. So Elliot Hulse was talking about that when he was doing strength camp, I think it was, years ago. I used to watch his videos a lot, and he was talking about CNS fatigue and how to tell it. So I forgot what weight it was, but I think like 50% of your max deadlift, or maybe like a little bit below that. Pick it up and see how long you can grip it for. Say if it's 60 seconds, you drop it. Okay. And then you do it again the next day or next week in a certain amount of timing. Like I don't remember what it was, but you hold it, and if it's less than what you did last time, like less than 60 seconds, that means that you're fatigued, like your CNS is overtrained, because your grip strength and how much you could hold it, that's also a factor in how you can tell if you're overtrained or not. Because I feel that sometimes too. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like I feel like my grip isn't strong. Like I can't hold, or like if I'm deadlifting, I can't, like, I feel like my hand is like hollow. I'm like, maybe my
You don't
body's
get that meaty
tired.
feeling.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you don't feel like you're actually squeezing it. So that's a big factor in playing if you're overtrained too. That's a good way to tell.
I feel that with jiu-jitsu when I'm grabbing the gis.
That shit hurts.
Dude, my
That
fingers,
shit fucking.
dude, my fingers are getting fucked up from that shit.
A lot of guys wear like monkey tape. They tape up their fingers. I tried that for a little bit.
I'm getting it. I'm getting the jiu-jitsu fingers.
I have this one. This one's a little fucked.
Yeah, you got like the
Yeah.
dude. It almost looks like Skeletor fingers.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. But like my shit is.
Oh, it's gonna
fucking-
come back. You're
yeah.
coming back.
And then I
I'm out of retirement.
I mean, I am meeting up with my old coach tomorrow. Shout out Weiss, Sucker Free Jiu-Jitsu.
So excited.
He was my coach for 5 years. 5 years, yeah. I got my purple belt from him. COVID happened. Everything went to shit.
Shouts to COVID. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Cocksuckers.
And I fucked my knee up. I popped my knee, and some guy had me. I had some guy in a single leg, and I forgot the transition, but I like fucking rotated, internally rotated my knee, and I was limping. I was like, oh fuck. And then also everything happened with me becoming a trainer full time. So I was like, all right, let me take a hiatus from it. But we'll see how that conversation goes.
I'm excited, except for when I have to roll with him. I'm excited for everything but that.
Yeah, I definitely miss the martial arts aspect, and I feel like it helped instill that fighter's mentality. And it's not just like in training in the mat room, it's also in just training in general, like with weightlifting. Like you got to fight to even get through training sometimes, especially with sandbag training, right? You have to fight to get a heavy bag to your shoulder. And then as the rounds go on, you get tired, that fight or flight mentality kicks in. So jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and all that stuff, that instilled in me what I do today and the mentality. So I do miss it. I do. But like we were talking about, it's like, getting injured and, just making sure you don't get hurt. But it's also like balancing strength training and jiu-jitsu. It's tough because you want to do both. I want to do both. Like I want to fucking do kettlebells, deadlifts, bench squat. But then doing jiu-jitsu at the same time, that's where I would really have to like sit down and write down a list on my computer. Okay, I'm going to do jiu-jitsu this day. I'm going to do pushing legs Tuesday and another jiu-jitsu, whatever. Like that's something you have to really delegate and take care of.
Yeah. I've had that. I had that battle for a while, and I think I just tanked my body from the 6 days a week of jiu-jitsu plus the weights every morning. It was just too much.
It's a lot, and I think the reason why I got hurt wasn't because like my body was weak, but because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So I weightlifted for 2 hours the morning of, and then I went to jiu-jitsu at night, and I'm driving there. The place is like an hour away from me, and I'm like, should I not train? Should I just go home? I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna train. So I get there, and like we're going over moves, and like I'm already just fucking tired.
Yeah, you're
like,
wiped.
I'm wiped
You're
the fuck
done,
out. Yeah.
man.
So I'm like, all right, let me roll for a little bit. I rolled with this one blue belt, bigger dude. I felt pretty good against him, and then I went up against another blue belt, and then I wasn't paying attention. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hold this single leg, but then he fucking. The guy, whatever, he bulldozed into me or whatever the transition was. I don't remember.
What was he going for? A heel hook?
No, it was, I had him in a single leg, and I forgot what happened. I forgot what the transition was. I think he tripped me, or like he just kind of pushed all his weight into me. And then I went down to the left, and then my knee popped. It was just a weird position. But I'm like, fuck, I should have just stayed home. Like I should have just slept, because I knew that I was overtrained and I knew that I was tired, but my head space is like, no, you're a bitch. Go and do it. That's where like that
was my entire last year.
That's where
yelling at myself, dude, you're gonna stay on the couch? Go.
Yeah, that's where the mentality of like go, like work harder all the fucking time. That's where it comes to become stupid, because you get fucking hurt and then you're out of training for 2-3 months, So that's where that mentality of overworking, overtraining, that's where it fucks you up. That's why I take naps every day. I took a nap before I fucking came here. I took like an hour nap. I laid down, I chilled, I relaxed, and then I go back to work.
Get off your phone.
Get off my phone and put on Do Not Disturb, goodbye. And I make sure I get to bed at like 9 o'clock, 9:30 every night, and I wake up at 5:30. So that's where it's like I really deep dived and made sure I was good with my sleep and my recovery, because that plays a big role. So that fucking go shit, it's good. Like I like it, but you have to turn off. Like,
well, it's funny because that's what people don't see on your Instagram. They don't see the downtime that it requires for you to keep fueling the machine.
Yeah, like
they just see the savagery every morning. They're like, oh shit, he's at it again. It's like they don't see that you're taking your time. You're making sure you're getting your rest. Like, you're eating a lot during the day. You're not eating a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the Oreo consumption, but we no more.
Bro, stop hating on Oreos, bro.
I'm hating on the ingredients.
Stop hating on Oreos. It's my comfort food.
Well, we got to get something else.
It makes all right. What? Cookie Chips Ahoy. Okay, cool.
No,
we're not eating Oreos anymore. We're going to Chips Ahoy instead.
Oh, it's
yes.
all that shit.
Yes.
Chips Ahoy probably has the same ingredient.
But it's so funny. Like people probably think that like guys like me and you, or like people they see on Instagram, like they eat really, really, really fucking healthy. I don't eat healthy.
Listen, I generally eat pretty healthy, but for the most part, my genetics require me to.
Nah, yeah, of course.
I sniff a cupcake and I gain 4 pounds. It's crazy. It's the wildest shit you've ever seen in your life. I'm actually an anomaly.
People look at me and they're like, "Oh, you probably eat really clean." No,
Yeah.
no.
But dude, your metabolic rate is probably through the fucking roof because you train your dick off every single day. No diddy, quarter diddy. Quarter diddy.
I need to update myself on that situation because
I don't know. I gotta be honest with you, I just know he's a fucking predator. That's probably what it is with other human beings. I don't think it's just kids. I think it's like everything.
I went down the rabbit hole with that. It's very interesting. It's
over. The second you go down the rabbit hole, it's over.
It's
That's
crazy.
why I try to just like,
yeah.
I kept saying pause because that was like the thing I said for years. And then everyone started correcting me. They're like, no, it's no diddy now. And I went, really? I go, yeah. So then I started joking around when I'd say it. Instead of saying pause, I'd be like, oh, no diddy. That's what the children are saying. I'd like wait and see if there was a response, if anybody had any rebuttal. And I go, oh, wow, they are saying it. Okay.
That's so funny.
So now I just go, yeah, no diddy.
What is your diet like? Like, what do you eat?
What's my diet like?
What is your meal plan? What do you do?
When I'm on or when I'm like just in general?
In general.
I would say I definitely get sugar cravings. That's definitely built into my my DNA at this point.
Like fruity sugar or like chocolate?
Diddy.
I can't even say another phrase for that.
No,
Orange? Do you crave oranges?
you crave citrus?
Do you crave citrusy sweets? How about that? I crave chocolate, like chocolate and peanut butter. That's
crave
my
ice
shit.
cream, man.
Yeah, that'll do it. Mm-hmm.
Little Van Leeuwens. Van Leeuwen shouts to Van Leeuwen, send the check. Actually, just send the ice cream. I'll be 900 pounds by October. I'll be a blob. I'll be in Tom's gym. Ultimate bulk out there. But I'll have the pink kettlebell because I lost all my muscle.
So you think that if you eat like a cheat meal here and there, then you'll.
So like last night I just was feeling something different, and I got 3 Wagyu steak tacos from IMC in town. Oh, it's so good. We gotta go. They do. Okay, shouts to IMC. Don't send the check. Send the sponsorship so Tom and I can eat for free. Whoa!
Send the meat.
I'm not saying it.
Send the steak.
No, send the meat.
Meat. I love meat. Love meat. Fogo de chao. That too.
I'll tell you. IMC does on Wednesdays and Thursdays. They do half off porterhouses for 2. Ooh. So they'll do a porterhouse.
Are we going on a date?
We are next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday after this.
Yes, we'll do it after. We'll do it late in the evening.
Perfect.
It'll be beautiful. And they do porterhouses for 2 for like $50.
I'm with it.
Oh yeah, dude. And then we get this. I got the steak tacos and I got a burger last night. I ate half the burger, I ate some of the fries, and like that was it. But I feel bloated today. So like my body with like the oils and all that stuff, it feels fucked up. But if I eat normally, which is what I do, which is just I'll eat white rice and meat or anything like that, and I just keep it very plain. Now, I feel better and I look better. I look tighter.
Do you beat yourself up mentally because you ate like
not like I used to? Okay. But I definitely do have a little bit of that where I kind of just like, come on, bro. If I give into a craving, if I give into some ice cream, I'll be, for a little while, I'll be like, oh, dude, look, it's gone. Like you didn't need it, but it's a tough battle. Coming from being so heavy when I was younger and then losing a lot of the weight, getting into fitness, and then enjoying training and having a good relationship with food before I started competing in bodybuilding, I should have kept it there. Now, who's to say that my life wouldn't have lined up the way it has, since competing? Because let's be honest, everything that we do experience-wise brings us to the point that we're at currently where we're sitting across from each other talking. So if I didn't compete, who's to say that I wouldn't be here today? So you have to take all these experiences and just kind of learn and grow from them. But I had a much better relationship with food before I competed, where I was training really hard and I was able to have flexibility, not go off the rails, not blow out my physique, this and that. But then after the show, just that mentality of having to be super, super lean all the time, watching yourself gain weight. What foods can I have? I got to stick to the plan. I was under the impression that I could just do an hour on the stairs every day, along with my training, and eat plain fish and tilapia every single day. And I was like, yo, I could do this forever.
Like, and that goes to show that like people who want to look like a certain way, they want 6-pack abs if you're a guy, like it's really not sustainable and it's really not that fucking great to do because I trained bodybuilding. I never did a show, but like I would do that too, do fucking 45 minutes on the stairs and then weightlift for 2 fucking hours. And I'm just like, fuck, this sucks.
Dude, I was doing 120 steps a minute.
Yeah, that sucks.
Dude, I was cooking on the stairs.
And like, it's very interesting because I look at bodybuilding as a very unhealthy lifestyle, like very unhealthy. And some people will hate me for it because I got into a conversation with somebody about it when I was saying stuff about bodybuilding training, how it's easy and how it's just not, it's just not the shits when it comes to fitness because that's like, I feel like that's like the main portion, like that's being showed in regular commercial gyms. And he got like offended because, he was a bodybuilder. But then I was saying to him, I was like, bro, like you got to understand that you're on drugs. Most bodybuilders are on drugs, right? You can't get a physique like that and be natural. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Maybe if like not that huge, but maybe like ripped and lean. Yeah. If you
I looked great for a natural athlete.
Yeah, exactly. You look phenomenal. But like a fucking drug induced athlete, no, there's no fucking way. But also, their heart rate, right? How their heart is, if they have hypertension, high blood pressure, what's going on internally. Because you take steroids and you have to take a bunch of other shit, like to balance out your hormones and all this crap, estrogen blockers, whatever the fuck. And then like you're training so much, you're probably not sleeping, because a lot of guys would wake up and they would get their meals in like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, then go back to sleep. So you're fucking up your sleep pattern. So there's a lot of shit that happens with bodybuilding, and like I've come to a point where I realize that I like it. I like watching it. It's cool. Like I like the training style of it. It is very interesting, but it's really just probably the most unhealthy way of fitness, and I'm pretty adamant about that because of what it takes to get to that point. And everybody thinks that it's so glamorous or it's so amazing to be that lean and look like a Greek god, but it's really not. It sucks.
Now, most of them are fucking miserable, and they're miseries to be around when they're, especially when they're ready for their shows.
Yeah.
Horrible, dude.
And they're not strong.
So that's one of the funny things that I've noticed as I've gotten into jiu-jitsu, as I've gotten into more functional fitness training with you, training at OG, doing all this different shit. It's like I've realized, whereas years ago I would look at bodybuilding as like the pinnacle of fitness and the pinnacle of how you should look or what you should attain for. And then you realize, wow, it's a beauty contest. That's what it is.
It is.
It's a giant beauty contest, because if you ask most of those guys to perform any type of functional movement or anything like that at their leanest state while they're stepping on stage, 99% of them can't. They're like the fighters the day of weigh-ins. They could barely stand up, some of these fucking guys. And, they're crabby. I've had low carb days and this and that. It's like, bro, you chose this shit. Even when I was a grump to be around, when I had low carb days or not enough food and this and that, it's like, if I could talk to my younger self, like all the bitching I did in and out, bro, dog, you chose that. You chose to do a show. No one else did. Don't take that out on anybody else. Don't be an asshole to mom. Don't be an asshole to grandma. And like, just don't be a dick. You chose to do a show. You chose to get super, super lean and compete and this and that. Either follow through or fucking don't, and stop bitching about it. Because at the end of the day, no one forced you to do this. No one put a gun to your head and said, yo, compete in this show in 23 weeks. And if you don't, like, it's over for you. No, bro. You decided you wanted to try to become a pro. You wanted to stay in the drug league as opposed to going to the natural league. These were all decisions that you, myself, made. So you have to stick with it or don't.
Like we were talking about earlier today, like the topic of today was vulnerability. Competition is vulnerability. It is so fucking nerve-wracking. I hate competing. It takes the fun away from training. I hated competing in jiu-jitsu. I hate that I'm competing in worlds in the 2 months, but that is what's pushing me to train harder and to get in that uncomfortable state. It's vulnerability, because I'm going to another fucking country with my dad. Shout out to Pops.
Shout out to
Papa the Jules. Love him. And it's in a different fucking country. I don't know anybody there. It's just me and my dad. I don't know the culture. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Apparently, people drive on different sides of the fucking road.
Is that in Ireland?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's in. I don't know if it is, but
it might be.
Apparently, that's fucking terrifying. Like my fucking brain is gonna be all miscombobulated. So, like, it takes the fun away from training, but it takes the fun away from training, but it makes me vulnerable, because that's what's going to make me better. I enjoy getting in those uncomfortable states because I know that's going to make me better. And being vulnerable, it's either going to make you or it's going to break you. Starting a fitness journey, starting a training session, if you're overweight, if you're overweight dude, if you're a skinny like girl, and it's intimidating to you, you're like,
hand placement was crazy.
Oh no. You're a skinny girl, okay? And you're getting into a state where you're becoming vulnerable in that sense, because you're starting something new and you're giving your trust into somebody to guide you right. It's either gonna make you the person that you want to be, you're gonna become that person, or you're just gonna crap out and you're gonna kind of dig yourself deeper into that hole. And that stems to being vulnerable in relationships, in friendships, in just admitting when you're wrong. Like, vulnerability, it makes everybody uncomfortable, but we have to get vulnerable in certain times, because then we really see what's wrong or what we have to work on. So, you know, in competition, like, yeah, like I'm terrified of it. It's going to be fucking insane. But it's going to be an experience. It's going to be fun. I've never like pushed myself that much that I do now. And it's terrifying, but it's exciting. Cause, you know, doing shit you've never done before, that's where you really see if you got it or not, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. My competition that I did was bodybuilding. So 23-week prep to get ready for a couple seconds on stage, standing naked, half naked in front of everybody.
Thong.
Yeah, man. Well, actually, I didn't do the thong. I did the board shorts, thankfully.
What's the board short? Is that
You just come out in board shorts,
is that
like fight
is that
shorts.
Hoochie Daddy shorts?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Hoochie Daddy.
Touch Grass Co. Eric does kettlebell. Shout out to him. Send me some shorts.
Those are dope.
Yeah,
Those are dope.
finest.
We wore those at the one group.
Finest Hoochie Daddy shorts on the market.
They are Hoochie Daddy shorts.
They are.
I got to get my quads a little leaner before I wear those. Otherwise, they're looking like ham hocks in the deli counter. Like, why does that dude have his fucking hams out? Son, get some lines in those legs.
Did I wear them at the comp? Oh yeah, I did.
did.
I wore the black ones.
I remember I stared at the footage for like 9 hours. Dumping water on yourself.
That was a fun day. That was good.
That was good.
It was fucking hot.
It was hot.
It was hot. And,
I was hot. I wasn't even competing.
and what I liked about that was like I don't do that type of training, but I still was like on it. I was still able to like control my breath, make sure I'm good. Like, cause there was like,
Running at the end was
bro,
crazy.
I was halfway through
Watching
that
you
shit.
run was nuts.
I was halfway through. I was like 15 minutes in, and I'm like, fuck, how much do I have left? And I'm like, I'm with Tyler. I'm just following him. I'm like, all right, I'm listening to Taylor, to Evan, to like what's going on. And I'm just like, I want this to be done.
Yeah.
But it was good because I kept up. Like I kept my pace. For me, not like doing that type of training, I felt really good. The running just sucks. Oh my God, it just fucking sucks.
I know.
And like I want to start running, like I was saying last time, but yeah, that day it was fun. That was a cool way to test the endurance tank. That was good. I like that. Yeah,
We got to run with Pooch.
yeah,
We got to run with Pooch. He
Yeah,
told me he was going to get a couple miles in with me, so I said, "All right, let's do it."
cool. Yeah,
Sure.
What did we do yesterday? Yesterday we did landmines. We did like a slower pace day. I only did like 5 to 6 working sets. When I'm tired, like when my CNS is fatigued, we'll do the 3-4 round warm up, and then I'll end it. I'll start doing it in blocks. That's what I want to start doing, kind of going forward. Like one day have like a 3 to 4 round warm up, 5 to 6 round workout, and then one day do like a one-time all-around thing, like the ski, the bike, swings, and then start doing blocks. We did blocks yesterday, and this motherfucker ran 4 miles. I'm like, son of a bitch, I feel like such a pussy.
He ran 4 miles.
After.
You ran with him?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
You're following him on the app?
Fuck no.
You're watching him run?
No, he posts on his story all the time. It's
up
great.
with him?
It's awesome.
What's up with him?
Pooch is just like, he's such a good fucking dude. Like I love him because like he just gets it. Like he comes in, he doesn't complain, he doesn't say shit. I'll write down like a 10-round workout. I could put 20 rounds on there. He'll be like, okay. He's like, what? He literally said that to me today. He's like, what am I gonna say? I'm here. He's like, I'm not gonna say shit. I'm like, this is why I fuck with you, because he gets it. He has that drive. He has that tenacity, and it just clicks for him. But that's why he's a sick athlete. He's a sick runner, sick weightlifter. And those are the type of guys and people that I like to be around, because I have that mentality. Because he's right, what he said today. It's like, I'm here. Like, what am I going to fucking bitch and moan that like you put this 6-round deadlift workout on? No, we're just going to do it. It sucks, but I always say that it always seems bad till it's over.
Yeah, when it's over, you feel great.
It's always
Great
seems
when it's
bad
over.
when it's over, yeah.
What did I say last Sunday when we came in? You wrote everything down. You go, all right, any questions? I go, happy to be here. Just happy to be here.
What was Dewey? I love working out
He's
with
awesome.
Dewey. Dewey's great. Shout out to Dewey. Dewey is so funny because he gets it too. He's fucking almost 52 years old, but he moves like he's 25 years old.
Yeah, no, he's killing it.
And he's every time Dewey goes outside, he's just like this,
Yeah.
like dying. But then
Yeah.
I look at him, he smiles. He's like, this is what it is. This is what I asked for.
Yeah.
Because they get it.
That's that
And
new kid, too. I like that new kid.
John,
Yeah.
I
He was there Sunday.
think John, yeah, he's a beast too. He's
Yeah.
been in for a week and a half now. He's killing it. But that's what I want, man. That, like guys like that, also women, but like guys like that, like they just fucking get it, bro. Like just understand what you're getting yourself into. Understand that yes, you're gonna be vulnerable. You're gonna get murdered. Like, and just know that it's going to be over. It's not going to be that bad. And that's why I consistently do it every day. And it's possible. If I could do the shit that I do every day, why can't anybody else? Why can't you do one day lifting and one day jiu-jitsu?
Well, I would assume that they would think on, speaking to vulnerability, I would assume that they would think that it makes them weaker, not necessarily because they won't get better at it, but because the current state that they're in doesn't equate to being not professional, but proficient in it.
Like during training or?
Yeah, during training. Think about how many people, let's use jiu-jitsu as an example, because since I've started there, it's so prevalent. You see so many people start, but you see so many people drop out. It's insane the amount of people that I can't recognize in that white belt class versus 6 months ago.
Jiu-jitsu is worse because you're getting fucked up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy that
and when we speak to vulnerability, it's like you look at something like that and you go, well, you got to take the lumps, you got to learn from it, you got to get better from it. But how many people get their ass kicked 2-3 times and they go, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Instead of going, I got to learn to get better so I don't get my ass kicked.
You know what I did one day? This one guy just reminded me. I had him in mount, and I don't know.
For those that don't know, Tom was sitting on this dude's chest.
Yeah. And I took both of his hands and I went like this.
To the mat, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
He looked at me. He got so pissed.
Yeah.
I think I let go of one hand and arm triangled him, but he was trying to like bridge. He was trying to get me up and try to get me over. I tapped him out and he goes, Tom. I'm like, what? He's like, I will never let you do that to me ever again. I go, why? He's like, because I was your bitch just now. I was like, yes, you were.
It was over for you. Yeah,
yes, you were.
Take advantage of you, it was over. Yeah.
But that's why jiu-jitsu is so much worse because it's different when you can't lift a weight.
Yeah.
It's a lot different when you get fucked up.
Yeah.
When you get fucked up.
So I had a kid who, and he's actually a nice kid. Like afterwards, I had a conversation with him. And I said, I hope you understand where I was coming from because we had to like settle that right there. He's like, no, I get it, this and that. So this is when I was literally got promoted to get out of the white belt class. Mm-hmm. So the professor's using me as an example, this and that. And then he go, all right, pair up. So this kid, he just started maybe a week before. He goes, you want to partner up? I said, sure. And you could just tell he's a little bit like edgy. He's like, just relax, bro. It's going to be okay. So we start out doing side control and I was on top. So I had to wedge my knee between his elbow on the side that I was leaning across. So I go to do it and he won't. We're drilling. This is the first rep. We're not rolling.
We're drilling, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Drilling.
You drop Goku.
We're drilling, bro.
Bro, so he would not let me get my knee into underneath his elbow. So I look at him and I go, yo, I got to get my knee in.
Yeah, they think it's
and
live.
He goes, so fucking do it.
Oh.
So
those are fighting words.
So I literally stood up, like I still had pressure on his stomach and his chest because I was across it. I just looked at him and I went, we gonna be okay? He goes, oh yeah. I go, no, you're not listening to me. I said, are we cool?
Yeah.
Let me know now before we continue down this path.
Yeah, before you
he goes,
roll. Yeah.
He goes like this. He literally just goes, I'm sorry. I go, that's better. I go, let me get my fucking knee in there. It's not that serious, bro.
I love fighting. I love jiu-jitsu and everything because like it's fighting, bro. It's not church. Yeah. You're fighting. You're not fucking praying. You're fighting. I had this one guy who was a hater. And he just didn't like me. He was like 10 years older than me. I don't think he was just like liking that I was younger than him and just a better athlete. But whatever, dude. Like, give us a fuck.
Yeah, bro. I have younger kids that are better athletes than me at jiu-jitsu. I got to swallow my pride all the time.
Bro, I'm 28 years old. Like, I'm going to get older and there's going to be times where, I'm going to be 40 years old and there's going to be another fucking kid who's 22 years old, savage. It happens, but who gives a fuck? Anyway, so one day I walk in the gym and we had words. I think it was on social media or I was in person. And I go to him. I go, yo, what's the problem? He said what he said. And I'm like, all right, let's go. It's open mat, right?
Yeah.
So we get after it. I fucking slammed him. I darce choked him. Like there's just something about like when a man or like somebody tries to one up you on purpose. Like I've had guys come into my gym and think that they're tough shit and they can outwork me. And I feed off that shit. I love that shit. Mm-hmm. So that day, I think we trained for like 30, 40 minutes straight. And I fucked him up. And I lift him up. I go, yo, are we good? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right. And that was it. It's fighting, bro. It's fucking fighting.
Yeah.
And that's where you get really vulnerable. And that's where men need to get vulnerable, need to get their ass kicked. I need to get my ass kicked at times because I thought I was some hot shot lifting weights, and then you get fucked up by another dude. It's like, oh wow, I really ain't shit. I really need to work on my shit, you know? And that's what I love about jiu-jitsu because like it instilled the mentality where it's training, bro. You know, it is what it is. Like, unless you're purposely being a dick, then yeah, you can smack somebody in the face. Like in jiu-jitsu, like if somebody's really being an asshole to you or just like doing shit on purpose, then that, to me, that gives you the right to be like, listen, I'm going to fucking smack you in your fucking face if you don't stop. It's fighting, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not church. It's fighting.
You know, I do a knee on belly, but I do a knee on solar plex right in the middle of their chest.
Oh yeah, my coach.
And I bring their head
Fuck
up.
you, Weiss. You used to do that shit to me all the time. That shit hurt.
I bring their head up to my knee, and I go, all right, we can just sit. I can sit here all fucking day. I'm chilling, bro. This is how we're gonna be,
dude. Weiss, he used to fucking beat the shit out of me, bro. I was never more impressed by somebody's fighting techniques or athleticism ever than him. Like, I don't know what it was, but he was just a technical scientist and
assassin,
strong as fuck. And every single position that I was in, I thought that I had, he was like 3 steps ahead.
Yep.
And he was just very nimble, very strong, very technical. And I like that he knows when to turn on and when to turn it up and when to not to. When you talk to him, like if he's coaching, he's nice, like he'll teach everything as a coach should. But then when it's training, that switch flips. It's like, all right, now we're training, now we're getting after it. And that's what I like about good coaches, good athletes like that, because I'm the same way. When I'm teaching, when I'm showing people shit, okay, that's teaching. But then when I'm training, the mentality switches. It's like, I don't give a fuck if your back hurts. I don't give a fuck if your knee hurts. You know what this is. You know what's happening. If you know an alternative, do it. If you don't know an alternative, come up to me and I'll give it to you. But if not, leave me the fuck alone and just get your shit done. That's training. It's training, you know? And being vulnerable, going back to it, is just being able to be in those spots and to adapt. Adapt to the stress, adapt to pain, adapt to your heart rate and everything happening all at once, and just taking a breath, being calm in the moment, and get through round by round. If you're doing King of the Hill and you're in the middle and you keep tapping guys or you keep sweeping guys, you got to be in a certain mentality to keep that fire going. And then if you get past or if you get too tired, okay, cool. You count your wins, you count your losses, and then you move on.
Yeah.
And especially in competition classes, do they do competition? Okay. So competition class in jiu-jitsu, it's just fucking
straight matches for like an hour.
Matches for like an hour, yeah. And
toast.
Yeah, and we went to Essential in Hartsdale. Shout out to JT. He's another one too. Brilliant fucking jiu-jitsu guy, one of the best in the world. And that was probably the hardest training I've ever done in my life, bro. Wrestling, guard retention, 10-minute rounds. I always said that I never want to take a round off, ever.
So I last night I had to take one off because it was just so fucking hot in the geese, bro.
Yeah, it's brutal.
You're dying in there.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, and then so it's funny. My cousin, who shouts to Dawson with the 3D printer.
Yeah, that thing is.
It's so.
I'm still mind blown by that thing.
I'm gonna put one on before you leave. I didn't want to put one on while we were talking because it's loud.
Yeah,
but I'll put one on before you leave. That thing is sick, man.
That thing's mind blowing.
It's so dope. You can make everything from it. Like that scraper on the side was 3D printed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That little orange scraper. That's what you use to
nuts.
take shit off the plate. But anyway, my cousin Dawson and his friend Finn, they both go to Sarah's and they're in the white belt class. And Finn always likes to fuck around and make jokes and shit like that. Yes, I was drenched. I'm sitting around. He goes, "How come every time I look over here, you're sitting down, this and that?" I go, "Bro, you come over here." I'm a fucking asshole. I go, "You come over here and roll with 3 black belts back to back. Let me know how you fare. Because I am done right now. They are beating the shit out of me for 5-minute rounds, bro. That's 15 minutes of rolling. I am so tired. My grips, everything. It was toast. So it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough for a lot of people to just shrink themselves. It's tough for a lot of people to just swallow that pride and be able to just accept that somebody tapped you or this and that. There are times where I go against people that I do not want them to tap me, but I just know I can't give 110% this roll because I'm tired. So I'll do my best. But listen, if they get me in a better position, I'll tap.
Yeah.
There's a kid, the younger kid. He's a wrestler. He's a good athlete. He's a nice kid too. He partners up with me a lot since he got promoted to the advanced class. And when we partner up, usually right after you do rounds with the person that you were partnered up with to drill with. And so I'll start very relaxed because if I really want to overpower him, I can. Like it's pretty, for a lot of people there, it's not that hard for me to do because I am stronger in a lot of ways because I do a lot of weight, strength training, but I don't want to rely on that. I want to be relaxed. I want to be nimble. I want to roll through when I can. Like I don't want to just rely on all of that raw strength. So he gets me, he sat up. Everybody always fucking puts me in like a seated position where I have to like hold my guard. So I don't know. They always stand up on. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I sit there like this. And then when they
touch me, motherfucker.
Sometimes when they grab my gi collar, I just go, don't touch me. Your fucking hands off me. Just to fuck with them. But I was sitting there and he starts doing some stuff and whatever. And I tap him the first round. And the second round, he was really, because I guess he was so irritated that I tapped him. He was really going for some shit. So I not that I let him tap me. I let him get the position. I didn't want to like fight him on everything. But then the next one, after he tapped me on that one, the next one I went hard on him. And I was like, all right, now I'm back. Now we'll go back and forth. But it's push and pull. You have to be able to accept those taps, those little quick ego defeats, and then get right back to it. The better and worse people than you.
Yeah, the times where I would train, and I think honestly, I think sometimes the biggest egos in jiu-jitsu are the black belts.
Because they don't want to get tapped by lower belts.
They don't want to get tapped, but it happens. I've tapped out black belts before, and some of them were like cool with it, and the other ones they would get so fucking pissed, and they would try to fucking hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
And I never gave a shit. Like I think the only time I gave a shit that I got tapped was just my first day. Like literally just being emasculated. And then after that, I'm like, all right, this is the process.
It is what it is.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, all right, cool, you tapped me. Good. That's training, bro. Like it's not competition. It's not getting filmed. It's not like a big fucking deal. But a lot of ego and a lot of pride is in that. And to me, it's like, who gives a fuck? They're going to forget about it.
Yeah, I don't remember every person I've tapped.
I don't fuck. I did jiu-jitsu for 5 years, and it's like, it is what it is. I just looked at it as training. And that's where like the egos and all that other stuff, it kills training. Like training is fun. Training is meant to be fun. It's meant to be brutal. But especially in jiu-jitsu, you have to cherish your training partners. Like I cherish my clients. Like I cherish Pooch. Like it was just me and him today. Just like, it was just me and him today, just in the workout. And I cherished him because, like, if I didn't have him, yeah, it would have sucked. Like, just doing that shit by myself is brutal. But when you have somebody to train with, it makes it better. I used to hate training with people, but now I enjoy it having my gym. But in jiu-jitsu, yeah, it doesn't make sense for you to try to hurt your training partners. Like, if you got hurt, right, and if you have a blue belt training partner and he taps you and he hurts your fucking arm, that guy's out of a training partner. All right, cool. Now you got to go roll with another guy who's
you don't know if you can trust.
That you don't know you can trust, or you got to roll with the purple belt in class. He's going to fuck you up. So in general, in the gym, in martial arts, in jiu-jitsu, you got to cherish your fucking training partners. You got to cherish your brothers. I don't know if I talked about it last time, but I'm big into brotherhood. I love that. Like I love having guys that I can really work with and I can really push paces with, or even just talk about, or just have like uplifting conversations.
You need guys that you can count on.
Yeah, guys that you can trust. And in training, you need that. Like having an ego and having pride is good, but like you're fucking up the whole fucking training cycle with that shit. Like just shut the fuck up and stop being a little bitch. Stop being a little girl. Just deal with it. You got tapped. Okay, you couldn't lift a weight. All right, you ripped your fucking hand. You did this. You did that. Whatever. Just enjoy the training cycle, because then you do something stupid, it fucks everybody else's fucking rhythm up.
Yep.
So you got to have good training partners. You got to take care of them.
Yeah. That was like when I hurt my ankle, man. It sucked. I was out of everything. I was out of the gym. I was out of jiu-jitsu. I was out of everything.
Yeah.
Couldn't train the competition classes on Sundays. I couldn't do anything. And it just sucked, man. It just sucked. And now I've been very particular with who I roll with. There are definitely people that I refuse to roll with over there. And I won't do it. It's not because they're bad people.
When are you going to compete?
Oh, man.
We were talking about that
before.
Before.
Truthfully, I would probably only tell one person besides like my guy Gary, the dude who does the competition class. Truthfully, I would only probably tell you. Maybe you would come, corner me, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just-
absolutely.
you're the only other one that I would tell. I would want nobody there. I'm not even worried about losing. My thing is I'm worried about getting injured.
Yeah.
That is the number one thing because there's so much riding on my back when it comes to my business, the podcast, Kenji, everything.
That's why I stopped.
And it gets very nerve wracking to like have somebody that's going to go crazy snap my fucking ankle. And then it's like, wow, yay. Now you're out for how long you can't even stand.
Yeah. So
That's what I get nervous about. I don't give a fuck. I could go 0-20. It doesn't even matter to me. Like, great. I showed up. I did my thing. Dude, when I competed in bodybuilding, I came in 20 something out of 40 guys.
it's still good.
I was still good because I went against, in a league that's not tested, but still it's like, okay, cool. Like whatever. And I showed up the next year and I did it once more. And I came in 4th out of 4. So
Hey, I came in 2nd out of 4 at my the strongman qualifier.
hey, fucking
Fuck it, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
as you were saying.
But yeah, there's pros and cons with everything, but that's one of the cons with competition. And like I said, it takes the fun away from training. But it's cool because you could really go out there and show what you know and how you do things to somebody else. And if you win, it's a cool thing. I think everybody should compete in jiu-jitsu or in general. You should compete at least once because you never know. You might fall in love with it. And then after my first competition, I was like, oh, I like this. I think I got bronze. But I was like, oh, I like this. This is dope. And then I continued to compete in jiu-jitsu. And now I'm doing strongman. I did the landmine, the sandbag games, all that stuff. But yeah, that's one of the cons of competing in competition.
So now the question, and I want you to say what you're going to say, but now the question is, do I do it now as a white belt before I go blue, or do I get it as a blue belt?
Yeah, because when you become a blue belt, you'll be fighting blue belts that have been
Doing blue belt for 3-4 years.
no, like 9.
Their blue belts are
Fuck
9
yeah,
years?
fuck
God damn.
Bro, there's a lot of guys in jiu-jitsu who are blue, purple, brown belts for like 15, 20 years because they never get promoted.
Sandbag and blue belt.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. Fuck, what was I gonna say? I forgot.
I fucked you up.
It's okay. All right, what were we talking about? We're talking about competition.
You say that's why you believe that everybody should compete at least once.
Yes,
You got
okay.
Bronze, you got addicted.
Yes, so everybody should compete once. And also with getting ready for competition, you just have to train in the right ways. I hate strictly like programming certain days. That's where I was talking about before. Like if I were to get back into jiu-jitsu, I would really have to delegate. I hate that shit. But if I were to compete again in jiu-jitsu, I would just do 4 or 5 days of just jiu-jitsu and then maybe 1 or 2 days of probably just sandbag work, honestly. Like iso holds, some movement, definitely like sandbag squats, over shoulder. Maybe I would throw in some kettlebell stuff, but you would just have to prepare for it. And I feel like that's where a lot of fighters, like that's where they fuck up because they don't strength train properly. Like you gotta strength train with the mentality that you're just having strictly injury prevention. You're not trying to focus on your max rep deadlift. You're not trying to focus on your max rep bench press because that doesn't mean shit. You want to strength train, whether it's barbells, kettlebell, or sandbag, just literally to prevent injury. Because you could be in a vulnerable spot in competition because your nervous system, your heart rate goes up,
Oh, yeah.
comes back down, goes up, comes back down, because you could have hours and hours before your next match. So you have to be ready in that sense, but also be aware of the certain aspects in jiu-jitsu, like your heart rate, certain positions, if you explode, if you're
Breathing
invulnerable.
patterns.
Movement patterns,
Breathing
yeah.
patterns.
Breathing patterns, yep.
Huge.
Huge. But that's where a lot of fighters, I think that's why they get injured a lot. Especially like a lot of like the skinny guys, like the fucking Gumby guys, because they'll fucking pop their knees and their shoulders all day long. And that's not good. Like that's how you fuck yourself up for the years on end. So when you
That's how
compete,
you keep causing friction in those areas.
yeah, and even like young athletes, like 14, 15-year-old kids that are playing football, doing wrestling, they fucking destroy their bodies. These fucking
Not
kids,
even fully developed yet.
bro, these kids are getting surgery on their fucking knees, and they're not even training right. That's
What's the current percentage of pitchers that get Tommy John surgery? That's the crazy.
what's Tommy John?
That's when they have to replace in the elbow from throwing.
That's
The percentage is huge.
Really?
Percentage of pitchers with Tommy John.
So that's from like pitching.
At the end of the 2023 season, 35.7% of all non-position pitchers had Tommy John surgery at some point in their lives.
Jesus Christ!
Almost 40% of pitchers.
And they get that surgery when they're really young. Like
You can have it at any point. It's whenever that thing gives out.
And that's where like sports and conditioning, like in general, like high school kids or college athletes, it's like these people keep getting hurt. And why is that? It's different if you're playing football. Like if you get tackled and your fucking knee explodes, that's different. But like if you're getting injured just off like wear and tear and certain movements, it's like something's got to happen, or you got to switch it up in your training protocol so you don't fucking get injured. Because if you're a young kid, you're getting surgery on your body already, like that's fucked up. Like that's never gonna be the fucking same.
No, it's never the same. It's never the same.
And that's
I
where
got my nose done from breaking it, and dude, I can never smell the same since then. I need to go back to the hospital or the doctor, and I have to say, yo, you guys gotta check because I probably have a deviated septum at this point.
Yeah. And that's where I want to like kind of take the turn of my business. I want to work more with fighters, with football players, like athletes, and get them to be ready to go on the field or go on the mat. Because I've trained a couple of people, like a couple of basketball players, and they
that
like,
young kid, right? That
Jalik.
Yeah. He was a nice kid.
Yes, Meek. I haven't seen Meek in a while, but he fucking got strong. This kid was like 2 years ago, he was like 14, 15 years old. He was like fucking 140 pounds. He deadlifted 330 on the trap bar. He's a young high school kid. And I would always ask them, how do you feel when you're on the field? Like training is whatever. Who gives a fuck in the weight room? How do you feel on the field? I felt so much better. I felt stronger. My cardio was up. I was just bulldozing through these guys, and that's great. Because the style of training that I do, it involves like benching, squatting, and deadlifting, but it involves the explosiveness of the sandbags, the landmines. Meek picked up landmines like that. He did really good with that. And that's something that I want to pursue in my career next. That's where I want to take my gym's protocols. That's why I'm reinventing. Like I want to kind of steer away from the regular fitness, pop fitness, because I was talking to one of my friends today about it, and people, this is something that I have a problem with. I have to realize that not everybody's built like me or built like the people that I'm around. They're just not. Like people do not have the work ethic that people did back then, or they ever would, because you have to understand that working hard and getting into those realms of fitness and savage training, that's what's going to make you the elite level athlete or person that you want to be. But unfortunately, these days with social media, with everybody's fucking feelings these days, they're not like that. So that's something I have to realize. But that's the type of people.
Do you think it has to do with the distractions of social media and everything around us, or do you think it's more so that they look at people like you and they're just irritated they're not that level because of an instant gratification type of a scenario? Oh, I got to work 3 years to get like Tom. I want it now. Fuck it. I'm not like waiting anymore.
Yeah, it's impatience. It's people being not wanting to put in the work and not wanting to be patient when it comes to that. It could be jealousy. It could be jealousy. Like, oh, Nick's a photographer. Nick's an entrepreneur. Nick's doing jiu-jitsu. He can live his life. Why the fuck does he get to do that? It could be that. It could be just like jealousy and envy.
So stressed.
Entrepreneurship.
Oh man, this is not what they told me it was going to be like. I'm so stressed.
It could be that. And also social media, it's like I could fucking go on Instagram and they're like, oh, let's do a 10-minute ab routine. I saw a fucking guy do a backflip. And he like did a pull-up. He grabbed the medicine ball, threw it up, caught it, and then did a backflip. Who the fuck can do that? Who can do that on Instagram? Nobody fucking can. And I love seeing the 10-minute ab routines. And if you're a person that does that, I think I had somebody come into my gym like 2 weeks ago that does that. And I'm just going to say that.
Fit for Duty?
Fit for Duty?
It's the homie Fit for Duty.
No.
On
And like
Fit for Duty crew. This is my dude over here. Look, he just be extra.
First of all, nobody can fucking do that. Like barely anybody can do that shit. Yeah, that's just no.
Yo,
like,
my man does not skip ab day.
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, that's impressive, like with the muscle up, but who the fuck can do that? Nobody can fucking do that. Oh, try this 10-minute ab routine. Nobody can fucking do that.
My man is playing.
I can't even fucking do that. It's impressive, but I can't do that.
I guess. By the way, if I hear another Tommy Richmond song, I might just cut my wrists.
You're the person that said that song was fire. Remember that? You put it in my car?
Yeah, right before everybody started playing it on every fucking reel.
I hate it.
It was good when we played it.
I hate it. It was good
when we played it.
Nah,
the first time. Yeah. And now it's like the 900th time I've heard it, and I just don't want to hear it anymore. but everyone has to tag these songs. We're getting off topic, but
It's okay.
everybody has to tag these fucking songs because they want to get
terrible.
noticed on the algorithm.
Yeah.
Fuck Tommy Richmond. Okay, I'm so tired of hearing his bullshit. Anyway, yeah, it's then again, Tom, I do have to play devil's advocate. I have seen you flip kettlebells around.
Oh no, kettlebell juggling is fun.
Defying all laws of gravity and physics.
Nah, kettlebell juggling is great. Like all that shit's good cardio. That's like a good flow cardio day.
You guys crack me up whenever I see you guys doing that. I laugh because I'm just like, how the fuck do they remember what sequence this shit
It's
goes in?
hard.
Oh my
it's
God.
hard, man. It's hard shit. I went to when all of my friends were here in Brooklyn. We went to Dean's CrossFit, Colin, Wolfpack Fitness, all those guys.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking.
He's the homie.
Colin's sick. He's 50. I think he's 55 years old now. He looks like he's 20.
I remember seeing his videos of him doing it in his apartment.
He did it in New York City. He did it in the middle of the street. And he blew up, and it's insane the stuff that he does. Like he'll go above, behind the legs and catching all that stuff. There
was a girl at Unique Fitness. Tyler and I were getting our cardio in, and she was flipping the kettlebells around, and I went, "Oh my God, Tom would love this." So we start laughing, and then Tim walks over and he goes, "Oh yeah, she's trained at Tom's before." I go, "Of course she has. She's flipping it over there." We could always tell when Tom has a thumbprint on somebody.
That's great.
Miss, why are you flipping that kettlebell like that? The Julie. Oh, okay.
Strength Factory.
Yeah, Strength Factory. The Jules.
But kettlebell juggling is dope. Like that's that. Like I shitted on it. Like I shitted on flow and all that stuff. But like it's flashy, yeah. But when you actually do it, it is really good. But like, I don't know. It's just something about the 10-minute ab routines on fucking Instagram that really piss me off because they're not fucking doing that. Like Colin and all of them, they'll practice kettlebell juggling for 3-4 hours at a time. They actually really do
How
it.
heavy are they going when they do it?
I think the heaviest they really go is a 16 kilo, and that's 35 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, like or like you could grab a 12 kilo, a blue bell,
I'm
and just
so nervous to drop that shit on my foot.
oh, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I'm sure it does.
Just like you could fall down the street.
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I do regularly.
Yo, I be tripping over shit too, man. All the fucking time.
When I
When I get pissed, I like fall. I'm like, fuck, I just don't have my back.
Yeah,
what's wrong with me?
Lift your legs.
I get annoyed when I trip.
Lift your fucking legs, yo weirdo. When I walk Kenji, I trip over shit all the time. So I'm like watching him. I'm like trying not to be on my phone, but then I'm like looking at my phone, and then I just wind up like tripping. Then the poop bags are flying everywhere. It's a mess. It's a whole thing.
But I think all that, I don't know, all that shit ties into it. And when I opened up my gym, I thought that I was gonna, get all these people, all these clients, but no, like my first week, I had nobody. I had nobody in my
Weird when you sit there and nothing's happening, right?
Nothing's happening. It sucks. But then eventually it started to build from there. But it's hard trying to find people who want to actually work, that actually want to get after it. And it's not every day. Like I have my client Oscar. He's 55 years old. He looks fucking great. And he only trains with me 3 times a week. That's it. It's 3 hours out of your fucking week. That's it. You have 168 hours in a week. I think that's how much it is. And you just need to put in work for 3 to 5 hours a week. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to find those people. And sometimes I feel bad because I can't relate to most regular people. Cause like I would be talking to them and like, I just don't relate to you. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with you as a person. Maybe it's me being, I don't know, not conceited, but I don't think conceited.
Judgy?
No, like cocky. I wouldn't say like, oh, like I'm above these people, but it's just like I just don't relate to them. I just don't get it. Like
That's okay. You're not supposed to relate to everybody.
Yeah.
I guess this world has made us think that everyone's supposed to get along with everybody and relate to everybody, and you don't have to. It's not.
Yeah.
So everyone's got their own flow, their own style, and you eventually wind up with people that you mesh with and that are cool and shit like that, and then you're good, and then it's all good vibes. But the second that you're with somebody that you don't mesh with, the vibes are off. You feel it.
Yeah.
We hit it off the second we met, like with similar vibes. Oh my God. It make me blush.
How did we meet? I forgot.
So we met because ironically, I had heard about you from Dylan Falix.
Dylan Falix.
Used to work with him at your mother's house.
Oh, I love Dylan. He's so fucking funny.
Love Dylan. He's like my little brother.
Yeah, bro.
I grew up with Dylan.
He's the best.
I'll tell you a story about Dylan, and people may laugh, people may call me an asshole for this, but I don't fucking care. Dylan and I lived in a development called Avalon Court over in Melville.
Okay.
Right by the Costco. When my mom and I moved out of West Hempstead, we moved there because we were waiting for our our condo to be built in Plainview. It's only supposed to be like 6 months. It wound up being 3 years for them to build everything. Yeah, shouts to the builders. So
Tax dollars, baby.
yeah, awesome. So I was only supposed to go to Dix Hill School District for 6 months, but I wound up going there for 3 years, and I made friends there.
Oh, wow.
And then I had to move again and go to Plainview. Long story short, Dylan was living in Avalon Court, and we were friends. I used to bully the shit out of Dylan. I used to bully shit out of him. Like, we're talking kick the scooter into the shins type of bullying, steal his Pokemon cards, and trade him shitty
You
cards.
stole his fucking Pokemon cards?
I gave him other cards. They were just shitty.
You stole his fucking Pokemon cards?
Sorry, Dylan. Fight me. Come get him. Come get him. So one day I told him, I said, I see him and my mom and I were packing up the house to move to Plainview, and I see him and he was like the annoying little brother. I loved him, but he was like, this little fucking annoying kid. And I see him and I go, he's like, hey man, what do you want to do today? What play? I said, yeah, I'm moving. I said, my mom and I are moving. And he was just like, oh, me and my mom too. I was like, oh, never see you again. Peace. And I leave. Bro, he moved into the same development as my mom and I around the corner.
Right.
So I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? He goes,
meant to be.
What? That was it. We were just like,
Nice.
Anybody fuck with Dylan in high school? I was like, no, that's my little brother. Don't
he's
fuck with
great.
Dylan. That's my boy.
I used to waiter and bartend with him.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So he told me about you. And then ironically, when I shot with Bronson for muscular development,
Yes.
I knew that you had trained with him before, that you guys were tight. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm supposed to get some work in with you. And then I hit you up and I said, listen, I got the rain stuff going on. I'd love to do some filming with you. Cool. And then you said, yo, let's work out and this and that. And then that was it.
Cool.
Then I brought my 2 little special children with me. My 2 special children.
Oh, God.
Just a touch of the tism with both of them. It's okay. We all got it.
God, it's all right.
We've all gotten bit by it. It's okay.
We all have it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we started off, man.
That's awesome.
And now look at us, just hanging out, fucking talking jiu-jitsu. I got to get to you 3 times a week. I have to.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Well, I did Sunday with you, and that's the last time we trained. So it's like,
It's Thursday, Nick. What the fuck?
You said twice a week.
What? You said 3 times.
I said twice a week.
I said 3.
It's crazy because I made a post about it. I said 2 to 3 times.
It's still 3. In my head, that's 3. You know how like when you're giving somebody a workout, it's like, all right, I want you to get at least 4 rounds in. Like 3 to 4, whatever.
So you're saying 3 times a week, I got to be at you.
If I say 2 to 3, I mean 3. I really mean 3.
All right, well, I'm fucking up. So I'm behind schedule for this week. So I guess I'm coming tomorrow morning.
But I think it would be really good because it like you don't have to go crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, you want to work out with me, and so it's it's just fucking insane. But
I'm a glutton for suffering.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. That's what I ask for is people like you who are a glutton for that type of stuff.
Yeah,
so, but I think it'll be really good for you. You'll see yourself increase your strength in certain senses and your gas tank, but also you'll be less injury prone. I think it'll help you in that sense because you're going to be in those like weird positions. If you're doing the landmine, if you're doing the sandbag, if you're doing, your grip strength with kettlebells, it'll be cool. Like see how it is in the next 3 months and you can go from there for me. I always tell people like, if you're just
what day should I go? I don't know what days you do what. So what day should I go?
So to have a good training split with jiu-jitsu and strength training, you want to do one, like just one in one day. Like if you want to do jiu-jitsu twice in that day, okay, it's Monday. You want to do the drilling class, just throwing it like just examples. You want to do the drilling class in the morning, and then you want to do the rolling class at night, like regular classes at night. And then the next day you could just strength train. So you can come to me on Tuesday and that's it. You take the rest of the day off. And then Sunday you could do jiu-jitsu. You can kind of balance it out like that. But you could do like 2 or 3 days strength training, 3 or 4 days jiu-jitsu, or 3 to 4 days strength training, 2 to 3 days jiu-jitsu. But you don't ever want to focus too much on the strength training. You want to just do the jiu-jitsu because I always tell guys, I'm like that's what I mean. Like I love weightlifting and I love doing my thing now. If I were to get back into jiu-jitsu, I would just put all my focus in that and this would just be on the back burner. But this back burner is my business. That's how I make money. You know what I mean? So that's where it kind of
strong man.
I would have to really delegate and figure out what I want to do, business-wise. So that's why I really stopped jiu-jitsu in the first place, too, because I just put all my time, my energy into training and into my gym. So, but
what are we training tomorrow then? Because I'm going to come tomorrow.
What do we do? Let's see. What did I do?
Tomorrow morning is what, 7 a.m.? 8 a.m.?
Tomorrow is 7. What did we do today? I'll probably bench tomorrow. We'll do bands. We'll do some West Side shit. We're going to bench.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I'm down because my left shoulder is killing me.
You're just always fucked up.
I know. I know. Glass bones.
We got to change that.
But then it's funny because I have like, I'll be put in some weird positions, and that ankle injury should have been way worse than it was. Dude, with the way that ankle snapped underneath me, and I had no bruising, no nothing, and then 8.5, 9 weeks later, I was totally fine again. Nothing. I mean, that was crazy that it healed like that.
Yeah. That's good though.
Yeah, I recover pretty well to some extent, but I just have nagging little injuries, little weird things.
Well, I will tell you this: if you really focus on getting everything strong rather than just like the bodybuilding splits, like when I stopped doing that, that's when I really stopped getting into pain. We could talk about this on the next episode, but really focus on getting strong in all senses and working out like that every day will get rid of all your pain. And people may disagree with me, but like everybody says, "Oh, Tom, you're going to get hurt working out like that every day." All right, cool. I got hurt and I continued to do what I did and I was fine in like a month because
What'd you hurt?
my lower back, my SI joint. I pulled 600 for 7. On the last rep, I like tilted this way and then bop.
You felt the pop, right?
Yeah, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk after that. So
How long were you out for?
I was never out.
Yeah, but how long were you the back pain for?
A month.
Yeah.
But I kept training. And if I stopped, I felt worse laying down.
Well, yeah, because you start getting stiff.
Yeah, I felt worse laying down than actually like working out. And when I continued to work out and get treated, that's where I started to feel better. And that's what taught me. I was like, oh, so if I get hurt and I still train the muscle, as people think as stupid as it is, even though it's not, that actually got me stronger. And I PR'd my deadlift last year at 100 pounds. I deadlifted 700 on the trap bar, and
Movement is medicine, man.
yeah. And that's where like when people tell me, oh no, like you should rest, you should do all this crap. It's like, no, like if you can move and you have both your arms, both your legs, you get injured, you don't need surgery, you don't need anything like that, like you can still move, then you should fucking move.
I still kept moving after the ankle.
Yeah, and that's smart.
I just couldn't run. I couldn't put pressure.
But you still worked around it. You still did the stuff that you can still do. And that's another reason, that's another thing why people are little bitches these days, because people get hurt and they think, oh, I'm done training. No, you have to keep fucking moving. And people can disagree with me, but if I can injure my back, right? If I can injure my back and I can PR my deadlift the same year over 100 pounds, then I don't care what you have to say. My methods work in that sense, and they have worked for all my clients. I've had my clients, like one of my clients is an overweight guy. He had fucking knee pain just walking because all that weight was just like on top of him, and all that strain was on his joints. But then as he started strength training, not even losing the weight, as he started strength training, he noticed that he wasn't getting out of breath when he walked, and also his pain was away. He's like, I didn't realize that like strength training actually gets rid of your pain. I go, yeah, because your body is weak and it needs to adapt. It needs to get stronger. That's what I've been trying to tell my mom. My mom's been having trouble with her arms because she's on this medicine, this cholesterol medicine. And I yesterday I focused on like rubbing out her arm, a little bit of lotion, and just like getting blood flow into her fucking forearm, and she can move her arm better. And I'm telling her, I'm like, you have, like, I understand you're 65 years old.
Could she use your massage gun?
Yeah, but I think she has one. She has one, yeah.
Okay.
But like really getting into the tissue and rolling it out, just getting blood flow in there. Like your body needs treatment and it needs to be strong. Even if she just grabbed like a little steel club and she like did some like wrist rotations,
some forearm movements,
yeah, like some pullovers, like maybe some like a little bit of curls, like iso holds, like out like that, she would feel so much better. So strength is medicine. Movement is medicine, but really strength is the elixir. You need to be strong. All your pain will go away.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow.
Awesome.
Any final notes on vulnerability? Be vulnerable, you bitches.
Yeah,
that's what the message is.
Yeah.
It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay.
It's okay to cry.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
It's okay to cry. I actually cried recently. I won't say why, but yeah, I did, man.
Say why?
No, I really did, and like I have my moments. Like, men, you're allowed to have your moments, and respectfully, I don't give a fuck what people say about it, but you need to have those moments. You need to let the emotions out because you feel a lot better afterwards. You realize your torment, you realize your shit, and it's like, oh, okay, this is what I need to work on. This is what I need to do. So yeah, be vulnerable, man. Be vulnerable, dudes. Like, you don't need to be macho all the fucking time. I try to be, and even me, like, there are times where I crack under the pressure and I have my moments, and whatever, you just move on from it. You move forward. So be vulnerable. It's good for you.
Yeah. Can't bottle that shit up. You bottle that shit up, they start going nuts.
Yeah.
Start going nuts, especially on the inside. Internally, it just mind doesn't stop. You just feel like shit.
Start doing drugs.
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever vice you can get your hands on. You know, some people it's drugs. Some people it's alcohol. The emails, fucking.
Be vulnerable. Be soft. It's okay.
It's okay, but then be strong when you're training, and you have to protect other people. The sheepdog. Be the sheepdog.
Sheepdog.
Be the sheepdog.
The black sheep.
Yeah.
Black sheep of the family.
Yeah, they're different.
That's me.
Awesome. Give me a bag. Do it.
No.
Come on, do it.
Thank you. There you go.
Clipping that. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Another episode of Becoming Men Again. We're all over the place. I love it, but we have a lot to talk about, and we don't want to have them be 4 or 5 hour episodes. We want to just keep it concise. Enjoy the little things that we're giving you. This is an hour and 15, so not really that little, but it's good enough. And follow Tom, follow the gym, follow Rizzology, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to be shooting a mini doc for Tom, getting ready for Natural World's Strongest Man coming next week. We're going to start filming. First episode will probably, I think I'll do a Friday release. Cool. So we can film earlier in the week. Gives me the week to edit, get everything together, whoever the sponsor is going to be, if there are any. And then we'll put the video out.
Perfect.
Do all that. And then we'll just get that raw realness that you always provide. Rolling into World's Strongest Man.
Terrifying.
Natural world.
Terrifying. Natural, yes. I don't do drugs. I don't do roids.
Imagine if you fucking did. God damn.
Oh, if I did, you're all fucked.
God.
Every one of you are fucked.
God damn it. He's pointing at you guys, but he is looking at me. I can feel his gaze touch my soul.
You're already fucked because you're coming tomorrow.
I know. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So on that note, I appreciate all y'all for fucking with us. But for now, peace.
Peace.